Yeah, you know something like that.
Congresswoman, whenever you're ready.
Okay. Hey, are we ready? We're ready.
Yeah.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Congresswoman Nydia Velazquez, currently the 12th Congressional opportunity since I am emceeing this event to really thank all of you for the role you play in getting me reelected. And so, here we are again in another journey, and this time is to help elect a bright young Puerto Rican lawyer born and raised in Williamsburg, from blue-collar parents who instilled in him the value of public service, commitment to public education, and a real commitment to make sure that this city provides everything we can to make a difference for those who will take care of our city, the children of our district, the children of New York City. Jason Otano is the real deal when it comes to show that in America and in New York City, education is the great equalizer. So I am here joined with by Congressman Ed Towns, that is here represented by Alfield Shire, Council Member Diana Reyna, District Leaders Lincoln Bressler from the 50th Assembly District, and Joanne Simon from the 52nd District Assembly District, in announcing our enthusiastic support and endorsement for Jason Otano as candidate for the New York State Senate District 18. Today, I am supporting Jason Otano. As I mentioned, the proud son of working families, working parents. And Jason wants to bridge the education divide that exists in low-income schools throughout the district. He wants to strengthen family life and help raise their living standards. Jason's energy and vision is refreshing. The people of Greenpoint, Cypress Hill, Williamsburg, Bushwick deserve a legislator who is not complacent. As the former General Counsel to Borough President Manny Markowitz, Jason is versed and prepared in matters including policy, legislation, operations, employment and labor law, procurement, contracts, and fiscal issues. Indeed, Jason Otano is ready to hit the ground running. My friends, there is no doubt in my mind that the Senatorial District 18 needs a state senator that will stand for all working families. District 18 needs a state senator that will stand for fair labor practices and not someone who voted against the Farm Workers Fair Labor Practices Act, which would have given farm workers a day of rest, overtime pay, disability insurance, and the right to bargain collectively. Shamefully, the current senator of this district, the only senator from New York City, was the lone Democrats and and the only Latino on that committee to vote no. District 18 needs a state senator that will fight for affordable housing, housing protection, and not the interest of unscrupulous developers. Jason Otano will always support community involvement in any plan that will have any impact on his district and the community that he will represent. Jason Otano will always be for transparency and integrity, no matter how difficult the process and the issue might be. It needs a state senator that is proactive in sustainable and sound economic development and jobs creation. It needs a state senator that will secure resources for the entire district, not for one particular community-based organization or friends for political gains. Yes, the people of New York State, New York District 18, Senatorial District 18, deserve better. They deserve new leadership, and that is what Jason Otano represents. He is a champion in the fight for housing rights, environmental justice, civil rights, and the expansion of legal services. And indeed, whenever I come back to my district, I always find Jason Otano participating in any school district or school, public school, where is targeted or has been targeted for co-location of charter schools, because he believes that those decisions should reside in the hands of those parents and their children. So I am very proud. I will work very hard to make sure that New York State District 18 will have a representative that respects the people that he represents. Jason Otano will go to Albany to make a difference for his community.
Yeah!
Now, it gives me great pleasure to introduce an esteemed friend, legislator, who has been in the trenches together, fighting for fairness, fighting for transparency, and fighting for the fact that public elected officials should be decided by the people and not by any party post. Yes. Diana Reina.
Yes.
Good afternoon, mi gente.
Good afternoon.
My name is Diana Reina, and I am the council member representing the 34th District, communities of Williamsburg, Bushwick, and Brooklyn, and Ridgewood, Queens. I am honored to stand here before you, supporting the candidacy of Jason Otano as the new New York State Senator that we as a people and a community demand for this district. I am standing alongside our Congresswoman calling for real leadership. As we all know, Jason has a strong record as an effective and valuable advocate for the residents of Brooklyn, a Brooklynite himself, a member of our community, of my district. At the Brooklyn Borough President's Office, Jason focused on issues of responsible economic development, sustainable community development, and on cultural events, enjoying the representation of families across the borough. Jason's service as co-chair of the Brooklyn Mitchell-Lama Task Force and as chair of the Affordable Housing Committee of the Green Light District in South Williamsburg, he is no stranger to what it is to defend and protect rent regulations and affordable housing being built throughout a district where gentrification is running rampant, displacing so many families. To the commitment of public housing, the greatest needs of my constituents would be represented in a candidate like Jason Otano. The bottom line is true. Jason believes in the progressive community-based policies needed to truly support and sustain the 18th State Senate District. He will bring change to the politics that dominate Albany, putting behind what would be the representation of people, as opposed to bringing them forward. We do not need just any Democrat. It is a Democrat in Albany and a leader supposedly in Brooklyn who is trying to drown our voices. It is Jason Otano and his representation in Albany that will demand for the people to come before the politics of what I want representing me in Albany. We need a Democrat that will bring Brooklyn to Albany. Jason Otano is this candidate. He is the Democrat we need, representing small business, abuela y abuela, our children, generations to come, to look up to what would be a young man who's committed to his community and committed to the people of this district. Thank you, Jason. I truly endorse you. I truly support you, and I call upon the 18th Senate District not to stay home. Come out and vote for Jason Otano.
And now we'll hear from Shire, representing Congressman Otano.
Thank you, Congressman. Jason, Congressman apologizes that he can't be here, but wants me to assure him this is not, he has the most enthusiasm and he's committed to supporting your community. Congressman is endorsing Jason because they believe in the same thing. First, to be independent. Secondly, to be committed to the community in which he serves. He's committed to education, economic development, jobs, protecting our seniors, protecting the services that they're trying to cut in our community. Congressman, once he's back, he's committed, Jason, to be out here supporting you enthusiastically, walk in the streets with you, and he will certainly personally have more to say why he's supporting Jason's candidacy. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Well, the winds of change is already blowing in Brooklyn, North Brooklyn, and it started a few years ago with a young, bright, progressive, independent, courageous young Democrat helped organize New Kings Democrats in Brooklyn. And since then, not only he got elected, but New Kings Democrats are in the electoral map of the board of Brooklyn. It is great. It gives me great pleasure to introduce our friend, our man, a progressive, independent, brave young man, Lincoln wrestler, district leader of the 50th District.
It is getting hot out here, but it ain't nothing like the heat we're bringing on the Brooklyn Democratic machine. You know, we have two phenomenal women that have been representing us in North Brooklyn for a long time, in the great Congresswoman Nydia Velasquez and the wonderful council member Diana Reyna, and this team is growing. We are going to send a remarkable man, Jason Otano, to the New York State Senate. This is one of the most democratic, progressive senatorial districts in the state of New York. And yet, we have a man who has been representing us, or claims to have been representing us for 10 years, who has not been present in our community, has not been fighting for democratic values, fighting against farm workers' rights, fighting against tenant rights. The man has been a shill for the landlords, but even worse, he's not present in our communities. Day to day, we need a senator who cares about our neighborhoods, who is fighting for our neighborhoods, and that man is Jason Otano. Jason has the core progressive values, the intellectual rigor, and the integrity to build a new New York State Senate for us and to bring bold, new Latino leadership to this state. Let's make this happen. On September 13th, let's elect Jason Otano.
Well, it is my great honor to introduce to you another progressive, independent leader who has been the target of so much fire coming from the other side. But she has been a remarkable, strong female district leader in the 52nd district. With you, Joanne Simon.
Thank you, Congresswoman. And thank you all for being here to support Jason Otano today. I stand with those strong women from North Brooklyn who have been so remarkable and have given me such faith and such inspiration to stand my ground in the 52nd. Congresswoman Nydia Velázquez and Councilmember Diana Reyna, who I've been pleased to work with on behalf of communities for many years. I am also pleased to tell you that we've had redistricting in New York. I don't know if you heard about that. And the current incumbent served on that commission and created a lot of confusion, if nothing else, and some would say really difficultly drawn districts. I'm here to say that this is a new Senate district number. It's now 18, and it is time for a new state senator in that district. And that senator is Jason Otano. Jason has the experience, he has the guts and the integrity to join us in this fight to take back the Brooklyn Democratic Party, to make it responsible, to make it accountable, and to make sure that people are involved meaningfully and respectfully in the decisions that affect their lives. I couldn't be happier to stand here with him today, and I encourage you all to get out and work as hard as you can for the election of Jason Otano to the state Senate. Thank you.
Well, now it gives me great pleasure to introduce a young man who is so committed to make sure that we bring new leadership into the 18th senatorial district. It's not every day that you find someone who is willing to step up to the point that he resigned his job to devote his entire day to campaigning and introducing himself to the voters of the 18th senatorial district. My friends, I present to you the next senator of the 18th senatorial district, Jason Otano.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. I'm grateful and humbled by the support of such prominent elected officials such as Congresswoman Nydia Velázquez, Congressman Ed Towns, Councilmember Diana Reyna, District Leaders Lincoln Ressler and Joanne Simon. Thank you so much for your support and your endorsements. Over the last 4 years, I have had the honor to serve as General Counsel to Brooklyn Borough President Marty Markowitz, advising him on all legal matters concerning the people and businesses of Brooklyn. I directed his housing policy and served as the co-chair of the Brooklyn-Mitchell-Lama Task Force. As a Brooklyn designee on the board of the city's employees' retirement system, I served as the chair of the audit committee, safeguarding our working families' retirements. As a member on the city's franchise concession and review committee, I worked to promote the best interests of Brooklyn in major city contracts. As a chief legal advisor to the elected official representing our city's most populous borough, I was charged with duties that far outweighed these functions. My most important role was to provide our constituents with legal guidance and to ensure their access to justice. Whether it was a family about to lose their home at the hands of an unscrupulous landlord or a predatory bank, a breadwinner about to lose their job due to a labor dispute or our economic downturn, or a school about to be closed without any community input or opportunity for remediation. I was absolutely humbled to partake in the perseverance in the people of Brooklyn. It was an honor to fight for you. From the unique vantage point that this position gave me, I was able to see many things. Some things I witnessed were just unacceptable. I saw the disparities that arise when communities are neglected by their elected officials. I learned about problems that develop as a result of a lack of leadership. It is that neglect and lack of leadership that I see in my opponent. He is the state senator that has overseen the displacement of tens of thousands of Latinos from his own district while standing by idly. This very same community that entrusted him with their leadership. The same state senator that joined Republicans in blocking the renewal and strengthening of rent stabilization laws. Joined Republicans on blocking farm workers' rights, a move that clearly flies in the face of any claims that he may have to be on the side of the working people. He has done nothing to promote economic development in a district that is in such dire need of jobs. And he's nowhere to be seen in this district. Our communities are in a crisis of leadership in Albany. And this is why I'm running for the New York State Senate in the 18th District, because we deserve better.
Yeah.
To whom much is given, much will be required. I was instilled with these values of public service by my parents. The same parents that gave me all they had to make sure that I got the best possible education. For 28 years, my father, who was born in Aguas Buenas, Puerto Rico, served as a firefighter in Brooklyn. When I was a kid, he was my ultimate hero. Whenever there was a danger or some problem, my father faced it head on, even when others were trying to get away. My mom, born in Quebradillas, Puerto Rico, was a seamstress for much of her life and has been a paraprofessional teacher working with our autistic children in Brooklyn for the last 20 years. It is with this spirit of giving back and these values of service to others that I run for the New York State Senate. The spirit of confronting problems, even when those problems aren't your own. Not just public service, but of stepping up to a challenge because it's the right thing to do. To fight for the interests of the people, my constituents, not to promote the interests of a single not-for-profit empire, or to line the pockets of friends and family members, and definitely not to buck the system. I am running because we deserve better. I have the experience to lead, the commitment to fight, and I am prepared to serve. As state senator for the 18th District, I will be a champion for affordable housing and tenants' rights. Our residents currently spend 1/3 of their income on rent. Our neighbors are being priced out of their apartments. Together, we will fight to repeal the Erstat law so that the laws protecting our tenants are made right here at home and taken out of the hands of those who have no connection to our communities. I will fight for our NYCHA residents to bring the resources we need to improve our public housing developments and lead the charge to preserve and protect our Mitchell-Lama housing. The people of the 18th Senate District deserve an elected official who will not only develop high-rise, multi-million-dollar homes, but also commit to economic development, which includes our entire community, like my vision for our Los Udas Cultural and Media District. They deserve an elected official that would ensure low-income housing is included in any and all development projects in our district. And they deserve an elected official who ensure that funds slated for constituent services are used to serve the people of the 18th District and not spent on some high roller dinner. I will work tirelessly to bring about robust economic development in our communities. I will work to give our bids the resources and support necessary to improve our commercial corridors. As folks continue to come and experience our eclectic lifestyle and culture in North Brooklyn, I will promote the enhancement of our tourism industry so that it develops into an economic engine that creates good jobs for our residents. I will support an environment in which new manufacturing industries can develop and in which green industries spur viable opportunity for economic growth. I will fight for our children's education. Parents and community members should be involved and empowered in every level of our educational system. Our families should have an array of opportunities, and our children the individualized support that will enable them to reach their full potential.
That's right.
I will fight these fights because we deserve better. This campaign, though, is not about me, nor is it some proxy war between political powers. This campaign is about the people of North Brooklyn, who no longer have to settle for a senator who does not listen to their needs and who doesn't represent their interests. This is about returning power to the people and putting their interests first. My commitment is to be a leader, accountable to the people I represent, a fighter for affordable housing, education, job creation, public safety, and the environment. That is why I ask you to join this campaign. Take part in this movement to bring about substantive change, to work for real progress, and to take our communities, to make our communities a better place to live for everyone. So I ask you to join Congresswoman Nydia Velázquez, Congressman Ed Towns, Councilwoman Diana Reyna, District Leader Lincoln Ressler, District Leader Joanne Simon, and myself, as we win and come to victory for a new state senator in the 18th District. Thank you.
Okay, so any questions?
You guys all mentioned, you said Senator DeLon is in the district. What do you mean? Are you being like metaphorical, or are you saying he doesn't actually live in the district? Like, what are you getting at there?
I've represented the 50th Assembly District for the last 2 years, and I have physically seen him in the district on 3 occasions. His staff does not attend meetings. He is not present. We need a state senator like Jason Otano, who is out in our community every day. I believe he lives in Bushwick.
He lives in subsidized housing, paid for by subsidized by his taxpayer dollars, despite the fact that he makes far too much money.
That's right.
He lives in the district.
No presence. His staff is not involved. He's not involved.
Congresswoman, maybe you saw the New York Post article yesterday that sort of described you on a warpath against Assemblyman Lopez. Is this part of that, or how do you interpret that?
No, I'm sorry, Assemblyman Lopez, you said. No,
Yeah, you may have heard of him.
The 18th Senatorial District. When you listen to Jason Otano and you look at this diverse group of community residents, I think that it provides the answer to your question. This is about the people of that district. It's about having someone who come to Albany to represent everyone, every resident, not a single community-based organization, not a single elected official, but the entire community. When you look at, or you ask yourself, what are the things that the current senator has done for the district? And the only thing that comes to mind is the fact that he voted against providing labor protection to farmers workers is a shame, and we deserve better.
Other than voting against the Farm Workers Act, what are some of the other things you kind of alluded to? Can you give us some specific examples of things he's done that you think are hurtful to the district?
Well, looking at campaign finance, he's opposed reforms there. When we were looking to extend, before their determination of the law, when we were looking to extend rent regulation and to expand it, he was one of the lone Democrats to oppose this at the state Senate.
That's right.
That alone,
That's right.
That alone should
That's right.
disqualify him from representing our district.
That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right.
And I would invite for the press and the reporters here to go and check the Greg development in Greenpoint and look at the role that he played in choosing the developer and where some of those that work with that developer are today. Diana?
I would love to participate in just mentioning, let's not forget the Broadway Triangle legal case that this community won in court.
That's right.
Based on discrimination.
That's right.
And how this senator supported this type of development.
That's right.
Which clearly states he's against our community, not in the progression of our community.
I'm part of the lawsuit too. That's right.
Okay. All right.